Chad, Captain, why don't you just go ahead, go ahead and introduce everybody here and have you raise your hand. So we're actually videotaping this and on Zoom, and we record it for posterity and all that too. So go ahead, sir.
Okay. So this is Police Chief Drainvich, Deputy Chief Sugelmeyer, Deputy Chief Ziegler, and this is Lieutenant Fetzer. He's my shift commander.
So we just want to take some time. I've got on the screen, I've got Jeanette Fetch, who was our full-time person for the ESGR. Dave Johnson is one of our folks, volunteers out in Fargo. And Delton Steele is our chair for the state. He's out of, he just retired, but he's living in Minnesota, but he's our North Dakota director of our ESGR committee here too. So we're really fortunate to have everybody on. And so obviously COVID has really impacted the way we do these because we used to do them in person. But one thing that it has done is open. Let's stand here a little closer so we can see in there. One thing is that when, like, for example, when we gave Gate City an award, we had 25 of their organizations from across the U.S. on the Zoom call. So they were able to see that and participate in the type of award that we give. ESGR is a very important when we talk about, especially soldiers like the captain here, who's still on active duty or on state active duty when it comes to serving the state or federal. The Guard, in this case, we have two bosses. It's either the president or the governor, and we can be called out. So I know you've been on order since
28th of December.
28th of December. So I know that he's been gone from the department here. And what you have to do, Lieutenant, is just, to be able to cover his shift and all that too. And so what we say is that when the service member deploys, the employer deploys as well, but in a different manner. And so it's really important, especially as we take care of families, our service members, and our employers. We kind of like a three-legged stool. Pretty sturdy, but you take one of those legs away, the family member, the service member, or the employer, it's not very stable. And that's why ESGR exists, Employer Support Guard Reserve, so that we can work with all of the civilian employers that employ service members. And sometimes it's just 1 week in the month, traditionally, and then 2 weeks in summer, those days are gone. We got training that the folks need to take and to be able to maintain proficiency in their job as well too. So that's why it's important that we do this. The ESGR has been around since 1972. Little known fact, there's 1.4 million service members, both Guard and Reserve and active duty in the entire U.S., of which 872,000 are Guard and Reserve. So America places a lot of value on our soldiers, on our Guard and Reserve. And in North Dakota, we have, just in here in town, we also have the Army Reserve as well too. So we work with them. We have a Naval Reserve, we have the Air Guard, and Fargo too. So we work with the employers if there's any issues with a deployment, coming back from deployment, etc. Especially when a soldier's gone for like state active duty, or 1 year deployed to the desert, Afghanistan or so. And so we have a program that we work with employers if there's any issues and all that as well too. So, but we're here to give an award, and one of the first awards that we give is when a soldier would nominate his supervisor for an award because of what is being done to make sure that the captain is going to be deployed, and that there's a replacement for him, or if someone's coming up and taking the shift and all that too. But this particular award goes to an individual and pretty much not to an organization. But I know, Chad, that you will display this when other people in your shift have done what you do to take care of the service member that's gone as well too. Do you have any other service members that are deployed in your shift?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. So you're seeing it firsthand what it means to lose valuable employees as well too. And so we really appreciate that. So this award here is given to Office of the Secretary of Defense, ESGR, and it's to Chad Fetzer with the Bismarck Police Department as a patriotic employer. And it's basically for contributing to national security and protecting liberty and freedom by supporting employee participation in America's National Guard and Reserve forces. Those 870,000 people who are Guard and Reserve can never do their job without the dedicated employers that employ them as well. And we're very thankful for that, and chief and deputies as well. I'm sure you see it firsthand, not only in your shift, but in others as well too. I remember when our first deployed from Fargo, they were given like 6 days notice, and they deployed, and quite a few of those were from the Fargo PD, and it took a really big hit on them as well. They're trying to keep the community safe, the public is safe as well, and so we know what that's like as well too. So Chad, I'm going to have you stand up here. And I know you can just see us in the background there, but just want to present this to you. We're going to take some pictures later on as well too. So that's one piece there. And I'm going to turn it over to the captain. And any comments on why you submitted the award, and then I'm going to talk about what you actually said within your nomination.
Okay. Patriot, so we're really smart. I've always wanted to give you this award, but when I saw them on hold, in process to go to DC. And we have 5 of us on our shift that are doing guard, whatever. 2 of us are deployed right now. And coming and visiting with you to say, hey, can I do this for the guard? You can rest. You just been able to accommodate. And 2 of the biggest loves I have is working at PD and the guard. So they're competing interests at times. And sometimes it's hard to come to you and visit with you about guard stuff. Been doing this for 28 years, and so put a lot of sacrifices on both sides. So I always appreciate your understanding, your ability to accommodate, and not only me, but the other guys on the shift, because I know it's a huge impact. I know it's a huge impact on the guys on shift, and I also know that none of the sergeants or you have served in the military and understand all the dynamics we go through, and I just appreciate everything. So I thought this was very fitting for you as a shift commander, and how you support not only me but all the guys on shift. So very much appreciate it.
Thomas,
Humbling award, I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, always try to support these guys. I know they got a lot on their plate. They get short notice things, and they got to go somewhere, and they don't have a lot of time. And there's their employer, their family, everything involved with that. So try to make it work the best I can for them, and try to give them the time off they need when they get back or whatever. So it's not that much of an impact on them. So yeah, I appreciate it.
You bet. Chief David, any comments on the department as a whole? I know you got quite a few that are serving in the military, so.
Yeah, no, I think we've always had a good relationship with our Guard people that work here and with the National Guard itself. We've always appreciated that. We all learned a lot from Dapple, right? So how much we need each other, and even going back to the flood of 2011 here in Bismarck, it was really important stuff. So thank you for recognizing Lieutenant Fetzer's efforts, and we will continue to be the best partners that we can be.
So I'd like to read the narrative that the captain did. He said, "My shift has 3 soldiers, but it's only to make 5, or within the whole department, responded to COVID-19 rotations and the inauguration in DC. I personally have responded to 3 COVID guard requests, with each being a short notice activation. My supervisor, Lieutenant Chad Fetzer, is extremely accommodating for supporting any guard requirements for training, schools, deployments, etc. The other shift supervisors are also very accommodating, along with our shift officers for the Bismarck Police Department. And this process comes in, he fills it online, goes up to ESGR and that in Washington, and it comes back to us with the approval as well too. So also I got here what is called a statement of support, and I'm going to give this to the chief. And it's you can actually frame this, put it up front, because a lot of veterans coming in see their branch of service that is here. It's on the screen there. and they recognize this company, the organization, agency as supporting the military. And what it says is we recognize the Guard and Reserve are essential to the strength of our nation and well-being. In the highest ranking American tradition, the patriotic men and women of the Guard and Reserve serve voluntarily, an honorable and vital profession. They train to respond to their community and their country in time of need. They deserve the support of every segment of our society. If these volunteer forces are to continue to serve our nation, increased public understanding is required of the essential role of the Guard and Reserve in protecting our national security. So by signing this, Chief, you say that we fully recognize, honor, and comply with what's called the Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Act, which is USERA, which is Department of Labor piece that mandates how we return soldiers and what they need to do in airmen, et cetera. We will provide our managers and supervisors with the tools they need to effectively manage those employees who serve in the Guard and Reserve. We appreciate the values, leadership, and unique skills service members bring to the workforce, and will encourage opportunities to employ guardsmen, reservists, transitioning service members, and veterans. And we will continually recognize and support our country's service members and their families in peace, in crisis, and in war. So I'm going to give this to you, sir, and you can, if you would sign that, that'll be yours then, and you can date it as well too. So also, Mike, I see that we have Lieutenant Colonel Murphy on. Lieutenant Colonel Murphy and I go back a long, long ways. Along with, it's like old home week here as well. The way we've worked with you in the past. But Lieutenant Colonel Murphy, any comments, sir?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. First and foremost, just thanks to the Bismarck PD and all the men and women that wear the blue, and the great respect that I have for what you do day in and day out. So I appreciate that. LT, Corey worked up here in my shop for the first COVID rotation before he moved on to the second one, and I always had fond things to say about working full time for the PD, and very complimentary. So kudos to you as a supervisor, that you take such good care of the employees, and that is greatly appreciated. As Rob talked about, families are greatly important when we deploy and do all the things that we do, and I know it's no different for your families as well. But the fact that that your employer has your back, that support, and that it's not a constraint on you when you walk out the door and head out to mission. And so for that, I greatly thank the Bismarck Police Department. I know that, like you have all mentioned, Corey is not the only one that is serving right now on COVID and drill weekends and annual training and everything that we seem to get called to do on a very regular basis nowadays. But thank you from all of us for taking such good care, and again, just removing that barrier and that issue of what's it going to be like when I go back to work. And as all the folks that I interact with that work for the PD full time and our guardsmen, they just have nothing but compliments to say. It's all good when we go back, and they're very supportive. So from 68th Troop Command, which is the unit that Corey belongs to the PD, Bismarck PD, thank you.
And just to reiterate what the Colonel mentioned, you guys are a combat multiplier, meaning that when this person is deployed, if the family's not taken care of or the employer's not taken care of, this person is going to be worried about what's going to happen when they come back, etc. So that's why we prepare families and employers as well. So a combat multiplier ensures the success of this soldier as well too. So also I've got Delton still on. Delton, you want to say a few words?
Oh, you know me better than that, Rob. Of course I do. But hey, just thank you so much for inviting us into your shop there today. I know virtually, Rob, great job, and Lieutenant Colonel Murphy, hey, thanks, great words, and we can't do all this without everybody really working together. One of the things that makes me proud to be associated with ESGR is really our vision statement. And I was just going to recite that to you today, but the ESGR vision is to develop and promote a culture in which all American employers support and value the military service of their employees. And the words culture and support and value all really jump out at me today as I look at the support that you're giving to Corey and that Chad and all of you are doing, and to support all of your Guard and Reserve members that worked for you. And, it doesn't come as a surprise to me to see that culture and that vision really taking place with the Bismarck PD, and to have the leadership team there today as well, supporting your service member and the award winner. And that just speaks volumes as to the support that you're providing and the importance of it. So couple other things. Number one, thank you, Bismarck PD, for doing what you do to protect your citizens. I worked in a bank for 40 years. I got to know the police in every community I worked, whether that was Jamestown, Minot, Grand Forks, or Fargo. And they made my life a lot easier, and I had to do a lot of things with them over the years. And so I know what a tough job that you have, but I know you all serve with honor and integrity, and are just the best. And thank you for what you do to protect all of us. And, the second thing is, again, creating that culture where you really support your service members. That just says so much about the organization, the Bismarck PD. And the other individual I got to thank, besides our award winner, which is Chad. Yeah, but thank you, Chad, for your support of Corey. But Corey, thank you for nominating Chad, and for, it all starts with the service member. We don't get to do these awards unless the service members take the time to write them up. And, I've learned in my 4 years of doing this is that these are very meaningful, and they're very heartfelt, and they're just a lot of fun to be a part of, to do. And having the unit commander here today with us, Lieutenant Colonel Murphy as well, speaks volumes for the partnership and the importance between the employer and the employee and the Guard and Reserve. So I just want to once again thank you all for what you're doing and all your support. And I hope you're proud to display those awards wherever your office is at, or a place where you can put those. And I look forward to meeting you sometime in person. I was in Bismarck Thursday and Friday for General Dorman's Joint Leadership Conference, and it was a lot of fun to get back to Bismarck. It's the first time I've seen real people in about a year. And my oldest brother, Dennis, lives in Bismarck. He's lived there for a number of years up, I think it's the Eagle Crest neighborhood. So I was able to get up and see him as well. But it was a lot of fun to get out to Bismarck and see a lot of folks. So again, with that, Rob, I'll be quiet and thank everyone again. But thanks for allowing us to be part of this today, and to see everybody, even though we're on Zoom. But Zoom, it's a great tool and we love it. And it helps us out a lot when we're doing these. So take care, everyone, and stay safe.
All right, well, thanks, everyone. I just want to once again thanks the police department, Chief Schugemeyer or Ziegler. Any comments?
Nothing.
Okay, well, good. Thanks for being here and honoring the captain as well too, and Lieutenant, for your efforts and work. And we just hope and pray you all stay safe. I teach crisis communication, and we're in trying times when it comes to first responders as well. And you guys are doing an admirable job for the Bismarck area as well. And we just pray for your safety as well too. So otherwise, Jeanette, did we miss anything?
Nope, we're good.
We're good to go. Okay, we'll zoom out of this Zoom meeting, and I'll get some pictures here back to you, and we'll go from there.